Hello YouTube, thank you for tuning into my channel. In this video, it's going to be a dual video. I'm going to say a lot of little ghost or spirit stories. So I'm going to have this video in one of my playlists. And I'm going to have this one starting out in a new playlist because I will be talking about spirits, demons, whatever, how to summon them, talk to them. This seems to be a very popular subject, and the universe seems to be telling me I need to do this. So first thing I want to be talking about are trickster spirits. Why do spirits play jokes? Well, first of all, understand spirits, they're made of energy, and making a physical manifestation in this reality takes energy. So think about this. It's like going to the grocery store. If you want to get something, it's going to take money. You're not going to pay $100 worth of groceries just to get $10 to $20 worth of groceries. All right. You're going to spend and expect to get something equal value or a need in exchange. So most spirits don't make physical appearances for this very reason. It takes energy to manipulate or touch the physical realm. And that's why most people just come in and they might feel a spirit as opposed to see it or see it manifest something, because they're just there, but physical manifestation takes a lot of energy, and they might not even know how. Like a human spirit, you don't just die and then you cross over and all of a sudden know how to pick up objects and move them around. Sometimes it takes time to learn to do that. Just because you die doesn't mean you automatically have surplus knowledge. You have the same kind of knowledge you have when you cross over, and you will learn knowledge just like you would learn if you didn't die in the first place. Okay, so sometimes spirits just don't know how to manifest things. All right, so trickster spirits. One of the main reasons why you have a trickster spirit is they're trying to freak you out. Okay, they're going to spend a little bit of energy to freak you out, and the more surplus so they can feed off that energy. Spirits feed off energy. One of the most popular trickster spirits are come in two categories, mostly the nature spirits, fairies. Fairies are known to be tricksters. And then the poltergeist, the noisy ghost, as it's translated into English. They do things like hide objects, make objects materialize, throw things across the room. There's some school of thought and some parapsychology that these, because the most of the poltergeist activities that have been recorded revolve around children or households that have children. And it is believed by the so-called experts in the paranormal that they are it's psychokinetic energy given off by a child because they're going through puberty or they're being victimized somehow, and they're under a lot of stress, and it manifests as a poltergeist. I believe in both because most poltergeist activity does not include an apparition. Usually it's things flying across the room, some smells. Again, not always. There are some poltergeist stories and activity that actually has a spiritual manifestation to where they actually see an apparition or a disembodied spirit or hear voices. Okay, so across the board, there's not a one single explanation for every single event, but it does seem to focus on households with children. And when the children grow up, the poltergeist get out of puberty or are removed from the household, the poltergeist stop or follow the child. Okay, but again, children have very erratic emotions and they give off a lot of energy. I mean, you just watch them naturally. They're running around the house going, ah! Well, I mean, they got a surplus of energy, so they might attract certain entities that will leech off of the surplus energy. Okay, so let's moving on. Some of my stories. First of all, I'm going to tap into the fact that my mom was a traditional Christian. She was Pentecostal, actually. So by some denominations, she wasn't traditional because she believed in speaking in tongues, or also known as glossolalia. It's hard to say, glossolalia, whatever. I'm saying it wrong. But anyway, glossolalia. In any case, she would pray to God that I would stay away from witchcraft at any means possible. She was really scared of witchcraft. Well, we see how that worked out, right? Anyway, uh, so unknowingly, I'm sure my mom sent uh, trickster spirits to try to scare me to stay away from the occult because I always was interested. That's probably, and that kind of backfired because it was the experiences that I had that actually helped promote me into what I study and what I practice. And before my mom died, my mom talking to me and not judging me and so forth, finally, she was the first one, a Christian woman, that bought my first pentagram. So a lot of progress was made, but she still was very wary, right? Anyway, some of my stories, little short stories. Now, again, these stories are going to be here because they're small. They happen quickly. And again, they're probably mostly there to get a rise out of me or scare me away from my spiritual path. Which again happens not a lot of times. If, like, say, if a spirit doesn't like or you helping people out, and it wants to slow that down it'll try to scare you. It'll try to scare you. These negative entities will try to make you give up or slow down your spiritual growth. All right, some of my quick stories. There was a time I remember I walk in to the house after I came back from school, and my mom was outside in the garden. I didn't know she was outside in the garden. I thought she was inside. I walk in, I start calling her name. I hear the bathroom door shut. Boom. No, she's in the bathroom. So I walk my ass over there. Hey, Mom. No answer. Knock, knock. Mom. No answer. Mom, are you okay? I grab the doorknob. It's locked. Mom, are you okay? I'm about to break down this door, Mom. Are you okay? Let me know you're okay. I know you're in there. The light turns off. The toilet flushes. I'm like, okay, she just doesn't hear me, or she's not feeling good, and she just not talking to me. And then my mom comes in from the front door. Hey, Jerry, home from school? I'm like, Mom? And then the door unlocks. And I'm like, but who's in the... Nobody. So this spirit locks the door, he flushes the toilet, turns the light, just to keep me, yelling. Another one, when I was a kid, I had these little rubber bat with little floppy wings, and I thought those were just the cringiest. Something about something floppy, tentacles or whatever, and this little rubber floppy bat, and I'm thinking, oh, those are creepy. But I still loved the bat. We played with it all the time. But anyway, literally, some spirit listened to me, was listening. So I woke up the next morning, and I look around, sad that I can't watch cartoons because our black and white TV is broken in an age when nobody has black. Anyway, our TV's broken, so I'm like, screw this. I'm just going to, sleep some more. And right when I close my eyes and put my head back on the pillow, I hear this thundering, low key, like piano organ type sound, like somebody just took their fist and just went boom, and it was so loud it vibrated in my chest. I could feel it in my chest go. Mm. And I opened up my eyes, and this black hand, just comes up from underneath the bedding and just lands right in front of my face. It goes like this, but its fingers were in the shape of that little bat, floppy, without looks like a Muppet, just grabbing around like this. I'm like, ah! Screamed it up. Everybody's like, what the hell's going on? And before I'm able to finish my scream, the hand just disappears. Um, uh, I go into my sister's room to take a nap because, why not? It was again another Saturday morning, and I just like to be close to my sisters when I was younger. And I'm sort of thinking, man, my sisters are slobs. They shared a room. And I go in there and I see their coat on the floor. So like I climb in the bed and I close my eyes and all of a sudden I feel weird. I feel weird and I open up my eyes and there it is, their coat hovering. Just like how you see kids put a sheet over their head to pretend like they're a ghost. There was this child-sized entity standing in front of me with the coat over his head or its head. And I'm like, oh my God. And I pull the sheets over my face. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And go away, go away, go away. And I go to peek and it's back on the ground. Like quick little weird stories. Again, trying to get a rise out of me, maybe feeding off of my energy that I'm giving off, or maybe also trying to scare me from studying the occult. Because I'm 41, and I've been studying the occult since I was 9 years old. So I've been doing this for a while. I've been studying it for a while, starting with ghosts and then superstitions, and then studying multiple religions and their magical practices. Um, Here's a good one. Okay, so like I'm at home and I'm taking a bath, and there's this little squeaky toy, makes a little chirping noise. Okay, well I hear this chirping noise. I think my mom's just shaking it. It's a little box that I guess was in another toy that when you go like this, it made make a little bird chirp 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 chirp. So the chirping came into the bathroom, the noise, and started chirping by my ear. Didn't see nothing, didn't smell nothing. Come around the corner, chirp 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 chirp, and then it goes into the bath water. I'm sitting in the bathtub, naked and vulnerable, freaking the fuck out because I hear something that doesn't have a body. And I hear the wee 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 wee, and right when it goes into the water, it gets muffled and gurgled just like if something was talking under the water, just like you would see in a cartoon. And I could feel the vibrations and I could see the bubbles go, and then comes back out of the water, circles my head again, and back out the door. I quickly get out the shower. I mean out the bathtub, and I tell my mom what happened. She goes, "Yeah, that happened to me just yesterday." Same thing. Um, I was living with my mom when I was 21, and at this point, my daughter was 3, turning 4. And in my mom's house, my mom and dad's house, I had my own bedroom, and then a doorway that went into another bedroom, which was my daughter's. Okay, so I only had my daughter every other week at this time. Fresh out of, wasn't even divorced, but fresh out of a marriage, right? And at that age and the state I live in, unless there's extenuating circumstances that by default the child goes to the mother. So my ex-wife had custody, so I only got her every other weekend. I bought her a uh, dancing poinsettia from Walmart before they were super Walmarts. And so you push the little button or walk by it like motion sensor, and it would go up and down and shake and sing "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree." My daughter loved that. Loved to play it. My daughter loves Christmas, even at that age, and now she still loves Christmas. She's 21. So anyway, I take the batteries out the thing. Take the batteries out the thing because I only get her every other weekend, and if you leave batteries and toys, there's no telling that when she comes back, she'll even play with it. And hell, I had a Walkman or a little CD player. It needed batteries, so several nights later, I start practicing my meditations to try to open up my chakras, right? At night, right before I go to bed, because I was practicing different techniques to leave the body and aligning my chakras, letting the energy flow would, in theory, help me have an out of body experience with uh, other meditations that night. Well, anyway, I have my eyes closed, and all of a sudden, in the room next to me, big flash of light with a sound, whoosh, um, kind of like a magician on stage would have a big old flash of fire and make that noise. And I'm like, what? And my eyes open up and I'm looking into the doorway. And in the darkness, Rocking around the Christmas tree, the toy turned on, playing the whole cycle right after that flash. And I'm sitting there looking into the dark room, bewildered and kind of really uneased because her toy without batteries is singing. So, Trickster Spirits. I have tons of little small stories. I might share more of them, but again, uh, I'll just hammer away at a lot of them in a video because these encounters are quick and have no rhyme or reason at that specific time. You don't necessarily know them. That's why they're trickster spirits. They have their own agenda. They could be trying to uncture you into a certain path or scare you away from a specific path. Um, or they could just be looking for energy, or just literally because they are a consciousness and they might be eons old. Maybe they're just bored. But again, usually these, because energy has to be used in these encounters. Trickster spirits, usually these encounters are happen quickly with little to no explanation, because the energy exchange, that most spirits don't want to give up a lot of energy for nothing or something that they can't, or a goal that they don't accomplish. So keep that in mind. So this is a opening up to this series about spirits. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Take care.